Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fairly Good Show. Today we're going to be talking about a streamer's mentality. For those of you that are just joining us now for the first time, this is a live podcast that I'll be doing hopefully once a week, around 2:30 every week. I don't know which day yet. I haven't figured it out. But it is going to be 2:30 for anywhere from a half hour to an hour long, depending on the topic. And in the upcoming episodes, I'll be actually having on guest streamers. So look forward to that. If you'd like to be on the podcast, type !podcast in the chat on Twitch, or you can email me at fairway with the number fives after it at gmail.com. So fairway55555 at gmail.com. All right, so let's get into the episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to, by the way. Hello. Streamer's mentality is what we're going to be talking about today. So how I personally look at Twitch, I've been streaming on Twitch for about 8 months now, give or take a little bit, a couple weeks there, and I've been full time for about 5 to 6 months of that time. So the way I look at Twitch every single day that I wake up, I want to make more and I want to improve. So I want to make more content and I want to improve on the quality. And what we're going to be talking about, a little bit of a roadmap we'll be going over, is the content itself, how I look at that, the quality, and then how I look at viewers, everyone's watching and listening and watching on YouTube, all that stuff. This will be uploaded to YouTube. If you're just tuning in and you can't stay for the whole thing, be uploaded to YouTube. I'm also working with iTunes to get it posted on there, and RSS as well. So you should be able to listen to it in the car or whatever. But any feedback you guys want to provide, you can reach me on Twitch. You can reach me in the Discord. You can email me. There's a whole bunch of different ways, and there'll be show notes going over everything we talked about too. So let's get into it. So content. I want to produce more. That's the way I look at everything on Twitch. It's just, how can I make more? But having more content isn't necessarily a good thing if it's not improving on what you're already doing. So like putting out, a 30-hour stream and 25 of those hours you're just half asleep and not doing anything, not interacting with anybody, that doesn't help your channel grow. That doesn't help you improve, because it's just more content without the second part. So I look at every stream as being a new day, or a new stream, depending on how often you stream. I stream every single day. As of right now, we've been doing 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm actually looking at taking it back to 5 p.m. To see if it improves and helps the community grow, or if it hurts it. So we're going to play around with that today. I think I'm actually going to stream today at 5 p.m. as well, and do it for a couple days and kind of see how that works. If it doesn't work, then we'll go back to 8:30. If it does, then we'll stay where it's at. But every stream is a new day. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing all depends on how the stream went the day prior. So if I stream for, let's say, 10 hours, and my overall goal is to build the community, build the stream, so that we could have more people supporting, so that we can build the income, so that I can continue to do this full time. So that's the way I look at every single stream, is how many people did we reach? What was the total views of the stream? And how was the content overall? Like, how was everyone engaging with it? And how was the community reacting to the stream? So let's say I had a really good stream, we put up really big numbers. We had a really good, high average view count, and our total views were really high for the entire stream. We did an 8-hour stream. I would say 7 to 9 hours is probably average for one of my streams, and I stream every single day. So it's can be kind of a lot of hours to look at, but I like to look at a lot of different stats. So again, let's say I had a good stream and I end the stream, and as soon as the stream ends, I can be happy about it. I can look at it as it's an accomplishment. It's a good thing. But the next day, it's done. It's behind me. Especially with live streaming, that's why it's nice to kind of do these podcasts and do some of the YouTube stuff, is because I can make a good product and it's going to be at least rewatched or watched by somebody later on, versus like a live stream is a live stream. There's not a whole lot of people going back and rewatching like old streams unless they're just bored and want something on in the background. So it's in the past, it's done. So once the stream's over, if it's good, great, celebrate. If it's bad, look at what you did wrong and try to improve on it, and then move on. We had a saying in sales, it was always, what have you done for me lately? I'd have a really big day or do something really great in sales, and it would be awesome, but the next day I'd clock back in and it didn't matter. It was all in the past. So every single day, that's the same way I look at streaming, is every day is a new day. Whether yesterday was really good or yesterday was really bad or it was just mediocre, it's a new day. So I have to put up the same effort, the same energy, and try to improve on what I'm doing, and hopefully have another good day and chain a whole bunch of good days together and not focus on the bad and keep moving forward. I originally wrote down give people something worth paying for with content, but I don't know if that is the right way to look at it. I think it's more give people something worth staying for. I think that's more important and a better way to look at it. If you were in a stream and you're watching a stream, what makes you want to stay and actually continue to watch it more than an hour or more than a week or more than a month, and become actually part of that community? Because I think that's the difference that makes you actually stick. You can go into 10 different streams and lurk, and then all of a sudden just get bored and not really hang out or hang around. But if you're in it, and whether you're one of the people that engage in chat every day and help the community grow, or say different ideas to the streamer, or you're just a lurker that just likes the content, what kind of makes you stay, and how can you replicate that in your own stream? So that's what I also look at, is give people something worth staying for. And if they stay and they have the extra income to pay, then it eventually goes into paying or supporting. But there's many different ways to support, so I didn't want to say paying. I think that's the wrong way. I think it's more staying. And when I personally started, I had very low expectations on the content I was creating, the quality, the viewer interaction, the viewers themselves showing up. Everything was very low because I wanted to just get in and just learn about the business and learn about Twitch and try to just create something and get good at it. And almost a year later, being on YouTube and Twitch combined, I think I've gotten to a point where I can at least talk about it semi-intelligently and kind of have a conversation and be able to kind of improve on myself. So that's where I've been so far. So the expectations are higher for me personally, but I would say going into it, definitely start lower and make your expectations attainable, make your goals achievable, and just work on yourself first, and then work on the content now. So where I'm at personally is making the content better and making, and then the next topic is, of course, the quality. So the way I look at streams, as far as like, let's say I finished a stream and it was great. That's great, but how can it be better? How can the quality be better? How can, the mic, how can the mic sound better? How can the cameras look better? How can the overlays look better? Everything's constantly changing in the stream, and I constantly try to look at something that we can improve on, because I don't think anything's perfect. In my stream, and I don't know if there's a perfect stream out there personally, because it's all opinionated, but I think you can always improve on something. So, and a good way to improve is always to switch shoes. I've said this before. I've used this all over the place, but to switch shoes with the viewer, or switch shoes with your customer, or whoever's watching the stream, or whoever you're interacting with in life. It doesn't have to be Twitch in general, but try to switch with that person and look at, okay, how do they see the stream? Because you might have this viewpoint of like, oh, my stream is great and everything's perfect and people are coming in, but switch shoes with them and see like what they see. Like, okay, let's say you have a viewer that came in for an hour and they came in as soon as you left, so they saw an empty chair and you were gone for 15 minutes because you were getting food, and you had the Be Right Back screen up the entire time, and then you came back and you're eating food for like 30 minutes on stream. And then for 15 minutes, you played a game. How does that look to the viewer? What does that look like? It's not the same quality that you're thinking, because you're there for 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever it is you stream. So try to look at little snippets of your stream and think about people that pop in and pop out all the time, and think about their viewpoint and switch shoes with them. One of my mods, Toast, says an infinitely higher bitrate. Yeah, that's a problem that we've been having with the stream lately that I need to improve on. I agree. Hey, Nabi, what's going on? So as far as like Twitch streaming with me personally, I try to interact with chat as much as possible when I'm streaming all the time. With the podcast, I look at it as a little bit different, because it's live. So obviously there's people watching now, but I think the majority of the people that are going to be watching these are, watching them as a recording, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, iTunes, or whatever else we get it on. So I'm trying to keep the chat interaction to a minimum, so it doesn't chop up the stuff that we're talking about. I have notes in front of me too, so I won't lose my place. But it won't be the same flow as like a regular Twitch stream for people that are just coming in now. So just keep that in mind. I'm not being dismissive to you at all. I'm just trying to keep it going and keep it podcast like, because when you listen to podcasts, they're supposed to flow, right? So yeah. So yeah, quality. It can always be better. It can always be improved on. Don't ever settle for something. Try to look at something as nothing's ever perfect and it can always be improved on. So look at it like that. So more content, so more and improve. More content and improve the quality, and that'll equal value for your customer, for your viewer. And ultimately the viewer is the customer, but they're also kind of your boss if you think about it. Because okay, they're your customer because you're providing the content for them, but they ultimately control the stream. If think of it like a hive mind of bosses. If you have 100 viewers and they all show up and they're like, "Hey, we would all stay if you watched this or if you played this," you're probably going to switch to that game because people want to see it. It's like when we do a game vote on the channel and we're like, "Hey, what do you want to see Fairway play next?" And everyone votes on X game. I'm going to play that game most likely. I'm not going to just go play something random because it's what you guys want to see. So as a viewer, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of control over the stream if you want that, though. I mean, it's kind of a cool thing to think about is like, I own the stream, but everyone that's watching, listening, interacting, supporting, you guys all have control over the stream together and kind of where it goes. So, and that's how I look at viewers, which is the next topic. Every viewer can change everything. They can be life-changing. One single person can come in and have all these different great ideas, and everything just happens to jive well with it. And they come in and just fix your stream, make it better, improve it. But on the flip side, one viewer can break your stream too. So you have to be really careful. If you have a community and you're listening, be very careful about everyone that comes in and how they interact and affect your community. Because you can have one bad apple that brings in more bad apples and then just completely ruins the entire stream. So I'm very protective over the community, I would say. But every viewer can be life-changing. A lot of the viewers that have been here, they've been with me since close to the very beginning, if not the beginning, and they've become best friends, closer than some of my own family members. So that's one of the coolest experiences I've had on Twitch is the community itself and the viewers, and I can't think of anything better on Twitch than that, and being able to kind of have that relationship with people. How many people, if you thought about it, how many people would you spend hours and hours a day with every day of your life? Every day. Think about it. Like maybe what, 1, 2, 3 people you have in your life that you would like hang out with every day? And none of them would be a random stranger on the internet that you give money to? Like, think about the relationship as a viewer and as a streamer. Your viewers are like your life source as far as they're keeping you going. So if you have a small community, don't forget about how valuable that is to you as the streamer and to them. They're spending hours and hours a day with you, whether it's an hour or whether it's 15 minutes or the entire stream. There are people that come in at the very beginning of my stream, whether they're there the whole time, they're just leaving a lurk open. They're there for sometimes 8, 10, 12 hours. We did a 26-hour stream, and we had some of the same people at the very beginning that were there at the end. Now, I'm sure they slept, obviously. That'd be insane if they didn't. But they were coming in the 20th hour and cheering me on to try to get through the rest of the stream. Think about that dynamic. I mean, it's not your mom. It's not your grandma. It's not your best friend from, kindergarten that's known you your whole life. It's a stranger. It's a stranger that just likes what you do and wants to see you do more of it. So don't lose that. Don't lose that mindset if you have it. And if you don't have it, try to get it, because that's the way I look at viewers. Mushy talk? Yeah. So that's the way I look at everything. To recap on it, more content, improve the quality. Every day is a new day, and try not to get stuck up on the bad ones. The quality can always be improved, and the viewers are life-changing. So don't forget it. If anyone has any questions, you guys can put them in chat. And you can also email me stuff. I'll try to get the topics for the Twitch streams up a little bit earlier, so that you guys kind of have an idea of what you want to ask, and you're not fumbling through it as you're watching it live or as you're watching a recording. We're gonna be doing more stuff with other streamers that have either been doing it a lot longer than me, or just good friends of mine, relationships that I've made in the channels on Twitch, and going through different stuff with that. So it'll be pretty cool, the podcast coming up. And also, if you guys have any other suggestions as far as what's like future topics we can talk about, I've already been taking some stuff down, but if you have more ideas, let me know. We'll end the podcast here, like the official one. We can chit chat about different stuff, but that was like the main points that I wanted to get through. That's pretty quick, right? Yeah, it was almost a half hour. That's pretty good. We're gonna do a movie review separate, on Ready Player One. But I'm gonna give a couple minutes to kind of just chill. It's not totally scripted content, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. There's some notes. But everyone that's watching on the podcast, thank you so much for listening in. Don't forget to check out YouTube, Twitch, iTunes. It'll all be in the show notes. And I will see you guys on the next Fairly Good Show. Goodbye. And I'm giving a couple seconds in between, so we'll cut it there. Whoever's gonna highlight it, I'll do it, or somebody. And we'll put that on YouTube. And like I said, I'm talking to iTunes right now to try to get it on that as well.